Could Cardano really explode 56% from here? I wasn't sure myself, until I spotted a hidden pattern on ADA's chart last night that made me sit up straight. If I'm seeing this right, Cardano might be gearing up for a breakout that could catch every ADA holder by surprise. Hey, it's Nick here, and I've got a story for you about Cardano ADA that even I didn't expect. Picture this. It's late Sunday night, 10th December, and I'm doom scrolling through crypto Twitter as usual. All of a sudden, I come across an analyst post shouting, ADA to 67 cents incoming. That's about a 56% pump from where ADA is right now, around 43 cents as I record this. Honestly, I rolled my eyes at first. We've all seen those wild predictions that never pan out. But something about this one got my attention. Maybe it's because ADA's chart has been doing something I haven't seen in ages. Let me set the stage. If you're an ADA holder like me, you know the past few months have been a rollercoaster of frustration and hope. Cardano would start to rally, then bam, hit a ceiling and fall back down. That ceiling has basically been this stubborn descending resistance line, like a lid on a boiling pot that just won't let the steam out. For weeks, ADA's price has been squeezed under that line, each attempt to break above it failing. Meanwhile, the floor, around 41 to 43 cents, has been rock solid. Every time ADA dipped to that range, buyers swooped in and picked it up. It's like the bulls drew a line in the sand and said, no lower than this. So you've got pressure building from both sides, a ceiling pushing down and a floor pushing up. And you know what happens when pressure builds up like that? Eventually, something's got to give. In our free Discord community, link in the description, a few folks noticed this same setup and were buzzing about it. Shout out to the Discord fam. You guys always have sharp eyes. One member was like, is anyone else seeing this inverse head and shoulders on ADA's 4-hour chart? That's when I really perked up. An inverse head and shoulders is a classic bullish pattern. Imagine the price made 3 dips. The middle one's the lowest. That's the head around 37 cents back in November. And the two on either side are a bit higher. Those are the shoulders around 41 cents. On a chart, it literally looks like an upside-down head with 2 shoulders. Why do we care? Because when that pattern completes, usually when the price breaks above the neckline, it often signals a solid trend reversal to the upside. So I pull up the chart myself, and there it is, clear as day. ADA's right shoulder is seemingly forming as we speak, with higher lows inching above 40 cents. The neckline of this pattern, roughly 44 to 45 cents, which, surprise, surprise, lines up almost exactly with that descending resistance line I mentioned. It's like everything has converged on this one price zone. 44 to 45 cents is the boss level ADA needs to beat. Now, I'm not one to jump on every Twitter hype, but the analyst who called out that 67-cent target is someone I respect. Goes by the name Fibik. He shared a chart outlining this exact scenario. Cardano compressing for weeks, coiling like a spring under that downtrend line, while demand, buyers, clustered in that 41 to 43 cent support zone. According to his analysis, once ADA clearly breaks out above this downtrend, with a strong candle and volume, it opens up a measured move straight toward approximately 67 cents. That's the 56% upside he's talking about. And when I cross-checked it with the inverse head and shoulders pattern, guess what? The technical target of that pattern isn't far off either. It's almost like 2 different methods pointing to the same optimistic number. Of course, being the cautious guy I am, I immediately looked for the catch. Fibik also highlighted a clear invalidation level, basically an abort mission point, down at the recent low around 37 cents. If ADA somehow tanks below 37 to 38 cents again, that would break the pattern. No more higher lows, and probably kill the bullish setup. In other words, as long as ADA stays above that region, and especially above 40 cents, The bulls still have a fighting chance. This gave me some confidence because it means the trade, or investment thesis, has boundaries. Risk below approximately 40, reward up to approximately 67. I like those odds. True story. Not so long ago, ADA flashed a bullish signal, and I hesitated. I thought, nah, it's probably another fake out. Then, of course, ADA went ahead and jumped about 20% over the next week while I watched from the sidelines. That one stung. This time around, I'm determined not to let that happen again. I'm not saying ADA will definitely moon, but if it does, I want to be on board, not left behind because I second-guessed myself. Now, before I go any further, let me be absolutely clear on something important. This might shock you, but I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile, and you could lose all the money you invest. Always do your own research and consult a qualified professional. Your investments are entirely your responsibility, and you should know that nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to investing. Neither I, this channel, nor YouTube are liable for any losses. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Alright, with that out of the way, let's talk about what I'm actually doing and why. Seeing this setup, I had a little heart-to-heart with myself. Nick, are we going to just watch from the sidelines, or are we going to take some action? I'll be honest, I didn't FOMO in with some huge market buy or anything crazy. Remember, we don't chase green candles here. We plan and we strategize. What I did do is make sure my game plan was ready. Part of that meant double-checking that my ADA stash is where I want it to be. I've been accumulating ADA gradually over the past months, especially when it was languishing in the 30-something cent range. Most of my ADA is safely staked in my hardware wallet, earning me more ADA every 5 days. And if you're holding ADA and not staking it yet, let's have a quick sidebar on that. Staking, PSA. Cardano lets you delegate your ADA to a stake pool to earn rewards, kind of like interest, but without locking up your funds. Your ADA never leaves your wallet and you can move it anytime. You're always in control of your crypto. I happen to run a stake pool myself, ticker symbol CHEEK, named after this channel of course. It's one way I make my ADA work harder for me, instead of just sitting around waiting for the price to moon. If you haven't already staked your ADA, it might be worth checking out. And hey, if you're already staking with another pool, but you enjoy these videos and want to support the channel, you can always redelegate to the CHEEK pool. It really does help us keep the lights on and continue making these videos. Plus, you'll be earning passive ADA income at the same time. A win-win. Alright, shameless stake pool plug over. Back to the action. So, my ADA is staked and secure. Next question. What if this breakout really happens? Do I have a plan to capitalize on it, or at least to make sure I don't get caught off guard? One thing I've learned over the years is to always have a plan A, B, and C, especially with crypto exchanges. You might recall times when a coin pumps like crazy, and suddenly exchanges go down or freeze up. It's happened during big Bitcoin moves and crazy altcoin runs. I do not want to be in a situation where ADA is ripping upward and I can't take some profit or move funds because the one exchange I use decided to have a maintenance outage at the worst time. So, here's what I do. I have accounts on multiple exchanges. I'm talking Bitget, Blowfin, Binance, Coinbase, you name it. I've gone through the KYC and verification on each well in advance, and I've even tested small deposits and withdrawals to make sure everything works. That way, if one platform has issues, I can quickly switch to another. It's like having multiple exits in a movie theater. You hope you never need them, but it's good to know they're there. If you don't have at least 2 or 3 exchange accounts set up, consider doing it now, not when everyone else is scrambling during a price spike. If you need suggestions, I've got a list of the exchanges I personally use on my website. Link in the description. Those are affiliate links, by the way, meaning if you sign up through them, it won't cost you anything extra, but it does support the channel. So, A big thank you in advance to anyone who uses those links. It genuinely helps keep this content coming. Now let's circle back to Cardano's chart for a minute, because I want to emphasize what that inverse head and shoulders pattern could mean in the short term. The neckline I mentioned, around 44 to 45 cents, is so crucial. Think of it like a dam holding back a river. Right now, the water's rising behind it, pushing and pushing. If that dam breaks, i.e., if ADA's price closes above 45 cents with conviction, all that pent-up momentum could come flooding through. The first targets I'm watching in that scenario are around 48 cents. There's some resistance from a previous mini rally there, and then about 52 cents. Those could be spots where the price hesitates, maybe takes a breather. But if the momentum is strong and buyers keep piling in, we could see ADA climb into the high 50s relatively quickly. What's exciting is that the stars seem to be aligning on multiple fronts for ADA right now. It's not just one chart pattern or one analyst's opinion. We have multiple factors all pointing in a positive direction. Price structure, higher lows are forming, and that strong support at 41 to 43 cents is holding. We have a clear breakout level up at approximately 45 cents. Chart pattern, the inverse head and shoulders suggests a trend reversal upward if ADA can break the neckline. Trendline pressure. That descending resistance line we've been stuck under for ages is being tested. A breakout there would be a game changer in the short term. Momentum indicators. The MACD on the 4-hour chart has flipped bullish. In plain English, upward momentum is building. The MACD line crossed above the signal line and the histogram is showing green. That's tech speak for buyers are starting to outpace sellers. Order, book data. This one's a bit nerdy, but stick with me. There's a metric called the taker buy sell ratio, or CVD, cumulative volume delta. Essentially, it tracks aggressive buying versus selling. Over the last few weeks, the taker buy CVD for ADA has been mostly green and climbing. Translation: more people are slamming the buy button at market price than those market selling. Whenever someone tries to dump a bunch of ADA, buyers are there immediately to gobble it up. It's like a safety net under the price. This kind of persistent dip buying often happens right before a breakout because eventually the sellers run out of ammo. Sentiment and news. Recently, Cardano had a big development upgrade, the Midnight Update, and even a new token in its ecosystem, the $Night token, got listed on Binance. Normally, news like that can cause volatility, but ADA's price held firm around the mid-40s through it all. That tells me there's underlying strength. Holders weren't rushing to sell the news. In fact, sentiment among the community has been shifting. A few weeks ago, my Twitter feed was full of doom and gloom about ADA. Now I'm seeing cautious optimism. I should also mention, for a while, ADA became the butt of some jokes in the crypto community. People were calling it a stablecoin because the price hardly moved while other alts were having their fun. Trust me, I chuckled, and maybe cried a little, seeing those memes. But here's the thing, nothing stays quiet forever in crypto. Often when a coin gets a reputation for being boring or dead money, that's exactly when it sneaks up and surprises everyone. It's like the calm before the storm. So if you've been feeling like ADA's a snooze fest, keep your eyes open right now. This might be the plot twist we've been waiting for. It's like everyone's thinking, maybe something is brewing here, but nobody wants to jinx it. All these factors together make this one of the most promising setups Cardano has seen in a long time. It's almost weird to feel genuinely bullish on ADA's short-term prospects again. Weird in a good way. Now, I want to share a little side quest in my crypto journey that ties into Cardano's world. Have you heard of Unity nodes? If not, no worries. It's pretty new and really interesting. Unity Nodes is a project that caught my attention because it's a partnership between World Mobile, the Cardano affiliated project bringing internet via blockchain, and a group called Minutes Network. The idea is to turn ordinary smartphones into a decentralized global telecom network. And yes, you can earn crypto by doing this. Think of it as giving your spare phone a job. Instead of mining with a heavy-duty computer, you run an app on your phone that contributes to verifying and improving telecom services, and you earn rewards for it. I found out about Unity Nodes while looking for ways to earn passive crypto. Because hey, while we wait for moons, might as well stack sats and GWA, right? At first, I thought it sounded a bit too futuristic. But the more I read, the more it made sense. The telecom industry is huge, and if you can crowdsource parts of it to everyday people's devices, that's something powerful. And the fact that World Mobile, which is tied into Cardano's ecosystem, is involved gave it credibility to me. So I decided to test it out myself. I purchased a Unity Node software license. Now these licenses aren't cheap. Mine cost about $5,000. And it comes with the ability to connect up to 200 devices. They call those the operator licenses. No, I'm not about to set up 200 phones at once in my house. That would be insane. I'm starting small. I've set up 10 phones to run the Unity app and join the network as a trial run. If it goes well, maybe I'll scale up gradually. What's really cool is the rewards I earn can be paid in various cryptocurrencies like BTC, Ether, ADA, and XRP. I plan to get a mix, probably a chunk in ADA and XRP, because those are my long-term bags, and some in BTC/Ether for good measure. It's basically another way for me to accumulate crypto passively. Now, Unity Nodes isn't the main focus today, but I wanted to mention it because it's an example of how the crypto space keeps evolving. While we're here obsessing over charts and price targets, there are parallel innovations happening that could change how we use our devices and earn crypto. If you're curious, I'll put a link in the description to Unity's light paper and their rewards calculator. As always, do your own research. I'm not saying everyone should go spend $5,000 on a license. I took a calculated risk because I find the tech fascinating and I believe in projects that involve Cardano's mission of banking the unbanked, or, in World Mobile's case, connecting the unconnected. And if you've been watching my channel, you know I've talked about Unity before. So this isn't coming out of nowhere. It's just finally moving from theory to practice for me. All right, back to ADA's price story. With all these bullish signals lined up, the big question is, will ADA actually deliver? We've been burned before by patterns that looked great but didn't pan out. The difference this time is, well, all the stuff we just went through, there's just more weight behind the optimism now. But let's be clear, nothing is guaranteed. I'm optimistic, but I'm also prepared for anything. Here's how I see it. If Cardano can push above that 45-cent threshold and hold it, we likely enter a new phase. We might quickly see 48 cents, then 50 plus, and potentially run toward the mid-60s in a best-case scenario. That's when you'll probably see a ton of excitement on social media, maybe even some FOMO kicking in from people who wrote ADA off. On the flip side, if ADA gets rejected hard at resistance and slinks back under 40 cents, it would be a gut punch to bulls in the short term. In that case, we'd probably fall back into a lower range, and all this excitement would get postponed. It wouldn't be the end of the world, just a delay, but it'd definitely test the patience of ADA holders again. For me, the plan is simple. I've positioned my portfolio to benefit if ADA pumps, and I've got safety nets if it dumps. My ADA is staked and earning regardless, and I have some play money on exchanges ready to trade if volatility picks up. Emotionally, I'm at peace with either outcome. If we moon, fantastic. I might take a little profit to celebrate or rebalance into other projects. If we dip, I'll likely accumulate a bit more ADA at bargain prices. That's the mindset you have to have in crypto. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and try not to get too carried away either way. Before we wrap up, one more quick but crucial note: security. With all this talk of exchanges and wallets, consider this your friendly reminder to safeguard your crypto. Not your keys, not your coins. It's an old saying, but forever true. I keep the bulk of my holdings in cold storage, offline hardware wallets. Personally, I use ledger devices for my ADA and other coins. If you don't have a hardware wallet yet, seriously think about getting one. Just be sure to buy it directly from the manufacturer's official site. Don't go for third-party sellers because you risk getting a tampered device. I have a direct link to Ledger on my website for convenience. Yes, it's an affiliate link, which means if you use it, it helps support the channel. But either way, the important part is that you secure your assets. We've all heard horror stories of people losing coins due to exchange hacks or shutdowns. Don't be that person. Take control of your crypto and store it safely. And for those of you who might be newer to all this technical analysis stuff, maybe you're hearing terms like inverse head and shoulders or MACD and feeling a bit lost, I've got something that might help. I run an online crypto education platform called Cheeky Crypto School. You can find it at cheekyschool.com. We offer courses on everything from trading basics to advanced portfolio management and risk strategies. Basically, all the stuff I wish I knew when I started out in crypto. If you're eager to learn and level up your skills, check it out. There's a link in the description, and as a thank you for watching this channel, you can use the discount code YT50 off to get 50% off any course. Education is super important, especially in a fast-moving space like crypto. It can save you from costly mistakes down the road. Okay, let's zoom out and reflect for a second. It's early December, and ADA holders are sitting at what feels like a crossroads. After months of sideways action and dashed hopes, we finally have a setup that could mark a turning point. The evidence is compelling. Supportive charts, improving sentiment, network growth, you name it. Now it's up to the market gods, and maybe a few whales, to decide what happens next. And hey, keep in mind we've got a new year on the horizon. 2024 is around the corner, with events like Bitcoin's halving that could lift the entire crypto market's tide. If the whole market starts heating up, it could give ADA an extra boost on top of what we're already seeing. Timing is a big part of this game. I, for one, am buckled up and ready for the ride, whichever direction it goes. So, will Cardano ADA rally 56% and prove the bulls right? We're about to find out. I'm going to be watching that 45-cent level like a hawk in the coming days. If you see ADA blasting past it, you'll know things are about to get interesting. And if not, well, patience is a virtue in this game. Either way, I'm not going anywhere. I'll keep sharing my journey, the wins and the lessons, right here with you. If you enjoyed coming along for this deep dive and you're excited, or at least intrigued, about what's next for Cardano, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Join our community of like-minded crypto nerds. We've got plenty more stories, analysis, and strategies to explore together. Drop a comment below. Let me know if you think ADA is about to break out, or if you're more on the skeptical side. I read all of them, and I love hearing your perspectives. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more straight talk crypto insights, and I'll catch you in the next one.